Good afternoon and welcome each one of you for tuning in to the Raymond Hall Show. It has been some time since I was last here in the studio, and I just want to thank God for his continued grace and thank all of you all for your prayers. We've got so much to catch up on. We are honored to have in-studio guests with us today. We have Dr. Mia McNulty, and we also have with us in the studio Patsy Bates. They're going to be talking to us about cancer and some alarming numbers for the African American woman. I mean, cancer is a serious thing anyway, but they're here, and we're so thankful to have them here. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
Talk to about that.
Thank you.
Also called in, we're going to have an organization that's been around for years, New Directions, and they have been helping veterans for many, many years, for decades. They've helped so many veterans that we can almost, and I'm a part of one of those persons that got helped in earlier years, where you can almost say there's alumni of us. And so we're grateful to have them to talk about what they're doing there to help veterans, as well as a gala event that they're having. Just a couple of notes. You know, voting is coming up, and voting is quite important, especially in these times. We're seeing some things that we either never thought we'd see, or some things that we just thought if it did show its head that it would be addressed with all of the things that our ancestors went through. But everything has gotten to the point. I myself didn't know that the FBI could be directed, but that's another subject for another show. So we are going to delve into that. But it all stems from voting. You know, we talked about how they have succeeded, the Congress have succeeded their power to the president. Well, the only way that happened is that when we, the community, succeed our power to politicians. So it started with us. So we're going to get right into our show. Ladies, once again, welcome. And why don't you give yourselves a hand for the work that you do? I mean, it's so wonderful to know that someone is out there advocating. So tell us a little bit about yourself before we get started with what it is that you do.
My name is Patsy Bates, and okay. I'm a breast cancer survivor for 15 years. I was diagnosed in 2003, and I'm interested in awareness for African American women. Okay. When I was diagnosed, there were people around helped me when I was going through my journey. Okay. So in turn, I want to give back.
Okay. And Miss Mia?
Well, hello. I'm Mia McNulty, and I am a healthcare advocate. Okay. And I'm the founder and CEO of Nia Imani Heart Association. And we provide advocacy and training and moral support for, women and health for heart.
All right. And now talk to us. We're going to talk about something that's quite important, because when we hear the word cancer, it gets everybody's attention, because it doesn't just affect the person, it affects the family as Correct. Well. So talk to us in general about cancer awareness for women.
Cancer awareness for women, it means a lot. And early detection saves lives. Self-examinations, not being afraid when you go to the doctor to ask questions. You must be your self-advocate, and talk to the doctor. Ask questions. Don't be afraid. If something feels wrong in your body, you're your best advocate.
Right.
And those are some of the things that we'll be talking about.
Okay. Now, the Heart Association, the Nia Imani Heart Association, you all are addressing cancer as a part of the total care that the association address? I mean, you're focusing on heart, but you're also focusing on cancer. How does it work with your organization?
Well, our organization was started because my daughter was a heart survivor.
Okay.
2 weeks old, she had heart surgery at Loma Linda University Children's Hospital. So she had the Norwood procedure, 3 surgeries.
Okay.
And so going through that and advocating for her and myself and other patients that were there, I started the organization.
Okay.
Now, just because we say we're heart doesn't mean that we don't focus on the whole health disparities of African Americans.
Okay.
So that's where that comes in.
Okay.
And so Patsy is also a recipient. We would have we would do a Women's History Month program, and we honored Patsy for her advocacy for breast cancer.
Okay. Okay. Now, on a whole, then, with women's health, are African American women more subject to less care, delayed care?
Well, African American women are late diagnosed with breast cancer.
Mm-hmm.
We need to change those numbers. 1 out of 9 women are diagnosed in the USA.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to change the numbers. There's a 41% mortality.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to change numbers.
Mm-hmm.
We need to have African American women more, just to be aware. I'll tell you my story.
Mm-hmm.
I was diagnosed in 2003.
Mm-hmm.
In 2010, I was invited to a breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
With breast cancer, it takes 5 years for less chance that it would come back.
Mm-hmm.
So I was in my 2nd year, and every time I had to go and see my oncologist,
Mm-hmm.
God, I would get so afraid.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody invited me
Mm-hmm.
to a breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
So I went.
Mm-hmm.
And lo and behold, that was a stage 4. And you know, that's terminal.
Mm-hmm.
She looked great.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what?
Mm-hmm.
I said, I can live.
Mm-hmm.
But that was awareness.
Mm-hmm.
That was going,
Mm-hmm.
getting the information
Mm-hmm.
that could help me. Just
Right,
seeing her
right,
help
right,
me.
right, just
Just
getting
looking
involved,
at her.
seriously,
And
right.
said, that's a stage 4.
Right.
And I'm not a stage 4.
Right.
But that was the awareness for me.
Okay. All right. And so awareness seems to be the key almost then with the diagnosis. Okay.
Yes.
Now you say 1 in 9 African American women are diagnosed with breast cancer.
Yes.
I think is it 1 in 9 they are diagnosed at a latter stage.
At a latter stage. It's not the total number.
It's the later stage.
Okay.
Right.
And what are the possibilities of surviving that for the African American woman?
Well, you go back to the 41%, near 41% mortality rate for African American women.
Hmm.
Even though we're 1 in 4, but our women die more so than any other race of women in America.
Behind
Yes.
breast cancer.
Yes.
Okay.
For the late diagnosis.
Yes.
So,
Okay. Now you all are having an event in Carson. Now, remember, we recognize that sometimes we talk about events that are global events. Breast cancer is a global event,
correct.
and Mia and Dr. McNulty is here to talk about it, but they're going to talk about a local event here in Southern California. The reason we promote the event, we're not promoting, we're promoting it about the awareness of the event. That's what we're promoting. We're not promoting the event itself. But the reason we promote the awareness of the event is to help you kind of get involved in your community. So you can do the same thing in your community. The event that they're doing to bring awareness, we men, we have our side too. We've got the prostate
Correct.
cancer that goes on.
Yes.
And there are some things that we just rather not do until it's in front of us and we have to do it. So this is not just, this is a woman, this is going to be talking about women today so we can go on and do some other things. No, this is talking about health in the African American community and health disparities and all kinds of things. So while cancer is a global event, take what they say about how they're planning this event and what's involved in it, and see if you can do the same thing in your community to bring that level of awareness. So talk to us about the Carson event.
Well, we have some informative people that are going to come out and share.
Okay.
And we would love to have you out and to come and talk with us. I'll let Nia take over.
So, for example, we're having Dr. Bowen from the Association of Black Women Physicians. She's our keynote speaker.
Okay.
And so she's going to be talking about cancer and specifically focusing on African American and in our area.
Okay.
Service Area 6 and Service Area A, where African American women are.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to have some resources provided from us from, I think her name is Ambrosia.
Yes, we're going to have Ambrosia.
Ambrosia.
She is with Susan G. Coleman, and she's director of missions. And she's a very informative person, and she's committed. She loves her work, and she's going to be there, and she's going to answer questions for you guys, and just have an open dialogue so that we can go out and tell someone else and just partner and partner with other black women so we can decrease these numbers. We want the numbers to decrease. We want healthy African American women when it comes to their breasts.
Now, have they found that the numbers are higher in certain areas or in certain environments, or it's not so much environment, it's just
I think when you talk about health disparities for African Americans, it's all of that. It's the environment, it's the lack of quality food, right?
Okay.
A lack of quality physicians that we can trust.
Okay.
Correct? Because sometimes we're going to physicians and you might not necessarily trust them, or
Right.
clinics that we can go to.
Right.
So that's the reason for the health disparities for the centers.
So it's a combination of.
It's a combination.
Okay.
I think it's a combination of all. And if we, I think break that down, right, and having a conversation, and we're having a woman from the Black Physicians Women's Association come, I think that would be more of a caveat that we can at least open the conversation
Right.
and talk about treatment and preventative measures.
Okay. Now, where's the event? When is the event, and where is it going to be held?
Okay, the event will be Saturday, October the 20th, from 11 to 3, and it's at Congresswoman Juanita Millender McDonald Center at Carson.
Right.
The address is 801 Carson Street in Carson, 90745.
That's right near City Hall.
Correct,
Yes.
right across.
Yeah. She was such a giver.
Phenomenal woman,
Yeah,
was she
was
not?
a phenomenal woman.
Yes, she was.
She was the first congressperson to attend a senior salute.
That's right.
And I created a senior salute in 2001, and we held it in her district.
Oh, wow.
And yes, at East Rancho Senior Center.
Right.
At that time, they called it one of the less resourced. We won't say poorest, we'll say less resourced. One of the less resourced centers it was. And she came and spoke and visited and everything else. So I'll always cherish her and cherish her memory for the work that she does. Let's talk about age now. Is the illness more akin to certain ages, or are they finding it across the board, not age related?
It's across the board.
Okay.
Breast cancer does not have
Any discrimination?
any discrimination.
Okay.
That's why it's strongly, we're strongly in this for to get you out and to have you get the info so that you can know for yourself, know your body.
Right.
No matter if you're 21. One of the reasons we started this is because there are young women that are passing on, and they have little children that they're leaving behind.
Oh wow!
So if the younger women think that they're excluded, they're not.
Right.
Everybody can get breast cancer. Even a small percentage of men get breast cancer.
I agree.
Yeah, I'd heard that.
Yeah. So there's an opening for everyone to come out and just be informed.
That's right.
We're just asking you to come out and be informed. We got great things for you. So.
Okay.
And I forgot to say, it's free.
Yeah.
Well, that was my next question.
Yes,
Okay.
that is the caveat. It is free.
Okay. So the event is free, and there's going to be a number of things going on there. So everybody should come out and support the event. We have. I think we have a flyer on the event, so at some point, there it is. There's a flyer for the event, so everybody make sure you gather the information off the flyer, and we're going to be streaming, or we are streaming, so you'll be, if you can't get a hold to it right now while the show is live, you can always go back and get it. You're tuned in to the Raymond Hall Show. You can follow us on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter. There's a number of platforms that you can follow us on. Do follow us. Tell your friends about us. Follow us. You'll notice that we're not a show trying to meet and match all of the super hype that goes on. This show is about service. And there's one thing that you can always remember. You cannot always do anything about where you find yourself, but you can do something about how you carry yourself at this place where you find yourself. If you carry yourself with a spirit of let me be of service no matter where I find myself, then you're going to be okay, because that service of you is going to help someone else. And that's what we're here talking to these ladies today about. They are addressing the issue with themselves and with their families, but they're also thinking very much about you. In the position where they find themselves, they're thinking about you. So pay attention and govern yourself accordingly. What are some of the takeaway points that you always want people to always think about when it comes to it? What is the screening process like? Is it complicated? Is it difficult? Is it something that is costly? What if someone wants to, get screened but don't know how? What should they do?
Well, there are different organizations that have breast cancer mammograms. Free mammograms.
Okay.
So there are different websites that you can go on and see who's having a mammogram truck to come out and just give free mammograms. That's something we're thinking about.
Okay.
And so that's a possibility for us. So because this is important to us, and we want to save lives, and the emotional and financial difficulty of being late stage diagnosed can cause a lot.
Makes it very complicated.
Yeah.
And now, is all of the information found on your webpage? What is your website?
Well, we put it on Eventbrite.
Eventbrite
to
okay.
register, and you can just look up Breast Cancer Awareness Brunch, and the date, and everything should be there. And if not, we can give our email, and we can provide any other assistance that they would need.
Okay.
And also, Los Angeles County Public Health Department, they have a wealth of resources for women going through this, and free mammograms, self-examinations, support groups. things of that sort that if they need, we can refer. And we'll have a lot of resources at the brunch on the 20th.
Oh, so it's going to be a brunch?
Yes.
I didn't want to mention the food unless you
Yes,
mentioned food.
yes, it's a brunch and it's free, and we have entertainment. It's going to be a nice occasion.
Okay.
You're going to be informed, but then you still would like to have a nice time and have food and sit and discuss things. So I think that's the way we can reach our community, because we are from the African people. You know, if we don't provide food,
Right.
you know, people
Well, when you said food, you may get more than you had counted on. So I didn't
We
want to
have
say food and half of Southern California show up.
we have registration, but you must register online.
All right.
You must
okay.
register
So
that
that's the
Eventbrite.
key. You
Yes.
must
Yeah,
register.
you must register.
Okay. All right. Now, where do they go to register?
It's at eventbrite.com. It's called Breast Cancer Awareness Brunch for the tickets.
Okay.
And so
Okay. And it's all on the flyer.
it's all on the flyer.
yes.
Correct. And
Okay. Well, we are going to take a quick break. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back at the Raymond Hall Show with Mia and with Patsy talking about breast cancer awareness for the African American community. We'll be right back. Thank you for returning. This is the Raymond Hall Show, and we are here with Patsy Bates and Dr. Mia McNulty, and they are talking about breast cancer. And we actually have an author among them. And so you have a book, a cancer memoir by Patsy Bates, Survival Story.
Yes.
Tell us about the book.
Well, going through breast cancer was a journey. And just as I saw that stage 4, and it helped me,
Right.
I felt that if I would write my story, it will touch somebody's life
Yes.
and know that they could live.
Yes.
I had my mom, my dad, 3 brothers, and 2 aunts have died of this disease.
Right.
So
Okay.
it's important to me that I reach somebody.
Okay. All right. So that was the purpose for the book.
Yes.
So everyone, you get a chance, go and check out the cancer memoir by Patsy Bates, A Survivor Story. I'm sure to be interested in reading. I'm going to get my copy of it. Okay, so just 1 second. We are going to be talking with hopefully the Chief Operating Officer from New Directions. We are going to see if we're going to have him on the line, but we're going to wrap up this segment 1. Now, give us some contact information for you all on the there at the Heart Association. What is your email address if people want to contact you?
Okay. I'm Mia McNulty, and my contact email is niasheart@gmail.com. That's NIAS.
Yes.
HEART@gmail.com.
Yes.
And we're also on Facebook at Nia Imani Heart Association.
Okay. And I understand that we have Leo, the Chief Operating Officer from New Directions, on the line. Leo, your call-in number is 323-293-3375. And hopefully you got your production sheet, but we're here live now, and we're looking forward to speaking with you. And Dr. Patsy, give us your contact information.
Mine is pbates0202@gmail.com.
Okay. All right. So everyone get involved. Their event is on October the 20th.
Correct.
And it's going to be at the Milner McDonald Community Center there in the city of Carson at 801. Yes. Okay. Such a strong community advocate. They could not hold it at a better place. So come out, get some information, get some good food, enjoy yourself, spread the word, tell people that we can bring these numbers down ourselves.
That's right.
41% of African American women are notified at late stages, and 1 in 9 are notified at late stages, and 41% is the highest among mortality rate.
Mortality rate, yes.
So we are so grateful to have you in the studios, and we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to have with us Leo, the Chief Operating Officer from New Direction, and he's going to talk to us about what's going on there with veterans at New Directions. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Thank you so much.
Hold on. Thank you so very much. And we have with us Mr. Leo Curado, who is the Chief Operating Officer for New Directions. And ladies and gentlemen, you're in for a treat. New Directions is one of the early forerunners of providing services and helping veterans. I won't get into my story. A lot of you all know it, but many decades ago, when I needed some help, the VA and New Directions were the organizations that came together to help me. Leo, are you there?
Yes, hi. Thank you for having me. Hello, can you hear me?
I'm not getting any audio.
Hi, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I can. You can use mine.
Yes, I can hear you now, but we weren't giving. Anyway, talk to us a little bit about New Directions, because New Directions is an organization that everybody needs to know about. Whether you're a veteran or not, they need to know about it, because they may have someone in their family that's a veteran, and they need to know the services that you all provide.
Sure. So, New Directions for Veterans was founded by two formerly homeless Vietnam veterans, and they took over a program that the VA initially had. The VA lost funding for it, and so John Kevaney and Larry Williams, actually with the help of Maxine Waters, were able to secure a building, an abandoned building on the VA campus in West LA, and with Maxine Waters' help, they were able to renovate it and get funding to start New Directions as a nonprofit.
Okay.
And so something that we do is, as New Directions, is we have different programs and services such as transitional and emergency housing. We also offer permanent supportive housing, family services, mental health, legal services, job training, and assistance. And so we're a wraparound nonprofit that helps veterans homeless that need our help. As you know, most of them have answered the call to serve our country, but many of them return affected by their experiences, such as PTSD, substance abuse, and so most of them will need our help get back on their feet, and that's what we do, and we can only do it with the support of the public.
Right. You have such a distinguished career. I would be remiss if I didn't mention it as well, because you have a career as both an enlisted Marine and an officer. So we want to thank you and thank Larry and everyone else, but specifically, I wanted to mention that because it takes a special kind of person to be an enlisted man and then go on to be an officer in the United States Marine Corps. So I want to thank you for your service to the nation and your continued service to the veteran community there through New Directions. Now,
thank you.
You all have grown to provide so many much needed services, and how long actually have you all been providing the services? Now, you mentioned Maxine Waters and how it first started, but it seems like to me you all have been providing services for, several decades? How long have you been there?
That's correct. We are in our 26th year.
Okay.
So 92 is when it all began.
Okay.
But we've been doing this for 26 years, where we've been providing vital services, to include shelter, counseling, job training, substance abuse counseling, and many other services.
Okay. Now, if someone was listening to this or viewing this program and they had a loved one or a neighbor or just someone they knew that needed help, how would they get in touch with New Directions in order to pass that information on?
Sure. They can either go to our website at ndvet.org, ndvet.org. That is ND as in New Directions abbreviated, vet as in veterans abbreviated, .org for organization. Our phone number is also 310-914-4045. I'll say again, 310-914-4045. And the website again is ndvet.org.
Okay. Now, we are looking forward to New Directions being a in-studio guest. Hopefully they'll be available next week. But when Mr. Leo's schedule permits, we want him in studio, and we want to make him a featured section for that particular show. Leo, talk to us about the gala. You all are having an event, and I think what is this, the third year, or what year would this be?
Well, it's been happening for a while, but this is the third year that we're celebrating it as a Veterans Canteen, is to highlight, the successes of our veterans that come to our program. And so, yes, we'd love to invite anybody who's interested in supporting us. It's going to be October 13th. It's a Saturday, 2 Saturdays from now, at the Skirball Cultural Center. If anybody's interested in getting more information about our gala, they can call that number that I mentioned, 310-914-4045, where they'll meet some of our board members, meet some of our veterans that, our success stories. We'll have staff in hand that can answer any questions, and it's basically to highlight what we do every day throughout the year.
Well, I will definitely be there because I'm definitely a supporter, and I am proud of the work that you all do and the work that you do for veterans right there on site. That's very, very important.
And we appreciate you.
Yes. When this was pre-transplant, when I needed help, the portal to that housing services was Building 212, New Directions. So I can't say enough good things about what it is that you all do and how you help veterans, and we move on in our lives, okay? So to everyone there, and when I was on campus, everyone from the first pulled up and walked in the door to the receptionist, to Larry, you, everyone just was so welcoming and professional. So that's important when veterans are kind of down on their luck and people treat them with dignity and respect. So I just look forward to seeing you here in the studio, and we're talking in depth about veterans and veteran services and issues and those kind of things.
And looking forward to it. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So what we're going to do is one more time give us some contact information and give us a little bit of information about the gala, and we're going to look to have you in the studio next week.
Sounds good. So like I mentioned, our annual Veterans Canteen fundraising gala is October 13th. It's a Saturday, 2 Saturdays from now. Easiest way to get in contact with us is 310-914-4045. Number again is 310-914-4045. Or you can come to our website, ndvet.org, and you'll see a link to get tickets to our gala.
Okay. And all of you organizations that's out there, don't just look, what can I do personally? If you're a part of an organization and you really want to support something, we all thank you when you say, thank you for your service. That means a lot to me when someone walks up to me and said, thank you for your service. But if you're a part of an organization and you know that organization is committed to supporting the community, get involved. These young ladies that came here today to talk to us about cancer survivor, Leo took a time out of his busy day. Believe you me, the receptionist let me know that Leo is in a meeting, and I'm just so thankful he got out of that meeting to come to speak to us. But if you want to get involved, not just personally, but with an organization to which you're affiliated with, the employer that you're affiliated with, look at some of the things, the people that are providing service. Service is the cornerstone of the strength of the nation. So, Leo, we are thankful. We're looking forward to you being here next week. We'll talk to you then, my friend.
Sounds good. Thank you so much, Mr. Hall.
Have a good evening.
You too. Take care.
Okay. All right. So, thank you. We were having a little technical issues there, but we seemed to work our way through it.
So his number was 910-4045, right?
I guess.
Oh, okay. I was listening from yours because it was kind of late.
Ask me that on air. Test my memory. Look, we're at that time where we have a few minutes left, but these moments are precious. There's so much going on in the community. People talk about, and I talk about, get out the vote. I'm a part of a couple of organizations where we are all focused on get out the vote.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
When you look at the vote and look at it, it's not just the person that you're voting for. You also have some propositions in front of you.
Yes,
Yes.
you do.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Now, some of these propositions are very important.
Yes.
You look at TV and you see a blip, oh, vote for this, it's going to help the housing. Oh, don't vote for that one because that one ain't going to help the housing at all. That's going to help somebody else.
Right.
I want to focus in on one in particular, and I'm asking you to do something. I'm asking you to go and put some work in yourself. Just read it. That's SB 10, Senate Bill 10. Now, what Senate Bill 10 does is it kind of changes the bail process. It doesn't kind of change. It changes the bail process.
Okay.
Before, if you were affluent and you had money, you bailed out.
Okay.
Or if you had a job and a little bit of money, you went to a bail bondsman and bailed out.
Okay.
Poor people who didn't have money languished in jails until they could go to court.
Correct.
And in some places like Los Angeles, that could be years. Okay. I read an article that said it's $114 a day or $1,014 a day to keep a person in jail in Los Angeles County.
Okay.
Okay? And it talked about there were on average 7 or 70,000. Anyway, when I got through running the numbers, the bill is over $3 billion to keep poor people in jail.
Right.
Now, I'm not advocating for the jail. I'm not talking about the jail. I'm not talking about any of that kind of stuff. That's a different subject. I'm just talking about the disparity of having, I'm trying to see if I can pull it up at the same time that I'm talking, having that many people in jail and what that cost looks like. Okay? But what jumped out at me, I can't find it. What jumped out at me was over that period of a year, you're looking at a bill of $3 billion. Okay, this was a LA Times, a Sacramento Bee article that where they actually looked at Senate Bill 10. So they said they wanted to make it a fair thing. Unless a person was in charged with a violent crime, a sexual crime, a murder, or something like that, they should be able to have the same access to bail or to freedom as someone that could pay their way.
Okay.
Okay. Now, I'm not advocating for the merits of right, wrong, guilty, or anything like that. I'm just saying look at Senate Bill 10 and then look at what is a more equitable way to spend tax
Correct.
dollars.
Equitable. Right.
Okay? Another proposition that we should look at. Let's look at the education. Why are so many very, very rich people interested in whether the education of our children come through a private school
Okay.
or a public school.
That's right.
How is it that the public school teachers have to be credentialed and certified to teach when the private schools don't have to meet those requirements?
That's right.
Okay. Do you really want our children to be educated? I was looking at an article on television, and I heard something new that I'd never heard before. The good thing about looking at Trump and all of them things, you hear words you never heard before. You know, okay, let me write that down. Let me go and look that up. They gonna put some words on you.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not saying it's gonna make sense. I'm just saying that they're gonna put some words on you.
Yeah.
Education is something that quality education is something that we should all have access to.
Okay.
All of our children.
Yes.
I was listening to this show, looking at this show, and they were talking to someone who had a position at the UC campuses, and they were talking about the campuses and this and that. And they asked a question. They said, how is it that a certain population is only 3% of the population, but they make up better than 20% of the population of the UC system?
Correct.
And the African American makes up a certain percentage of the population, but they are 1% or less of the UC system.
Yes.
He said something I never heard before. He said, we are talking about college-ready students.
College readiness, right?
College-ready students.
That's right.
Is that your way now to discriminate educationally against our community?
Correct.
Whose fault is it that they're not college ready? Parenting is parenting, teaching is teaching. Okay. And if you're saying they're not college ready at the college level, then maybe the college UC system that's a part of the state of California with some of these state tax dollars should be reaching into those communities where that's the biggest area and start making sure that they are college ready. See, you thought you was going to get away and Raymond wasn't going to get on his horse because he hadn't been here in a month. This is the Raymond Hall Show. You don't get away. Get up. Vote. Have an informed vote. Ladies, final comments.
Just reaching out. It's a free program that we're giving, brunch. October the 20th, Congresswoman Juanita Millender McDonald in Carson. Please come out and register.
Okay.
The word for today is register. Come out and be informed.
All right. Well, you've heard it. They've told you to come out, be informed. It's going to be October the 20th and it's going to be at
the Carson Community
Center, 801 Carson Boulevard. My name is Raymond Hall. We want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in to the Raymond Hall Show. We especially want to thank those people that are serving, that are giving service today. Remember, service is the strength of the nation. So those people that are serving in foreign places, we want to thank you. Those people that are serving in the armed forces of the United States, we want to thank you also. But we also want to thank those people that are in kitchen somewhere serving feeding people. We want to thank those people that are picking up after little children and teaching them because they are our tomorrow.
Yes.
We want to thank those people who, not just the doctors who are providing care and the nurses who are providing comfort, but there are people inside of hospitals that are volunteering and giving service. We want to thank them as well. This is the Raymond Hall Show. We thank you for tuning in. We invite you to like us. We invite you to tune in again. We'll see you this time next week on the Raymond Hall Show. Have a good evening.